I thought Jonathan Saunders was my favourite show of so far of the whole New York and London.
The beachy look this evening is she's a little 50s, a little Miami, a little bit prim, but she's been taking far too much Valium, so she's slightly kind of a little bit wacky. We've got a little bit of kind of bronze on the cheeks, so it's a little bit flushed, but quite matte nude mouth. A little bit shiny skin, a tiny bit of a tan because of course she lives in Miami, and this super black eyeliner. So she's not so super perfect, she's just kind of a little bit tanned, a little bit fabulous.
You know, this woman, she's very aware of her hair and it's a very important part of her thing, you know, so it's not bed-headed dry hair, it's very groomed hair, but then at the same time want to give it a little lightness to it as well. So really simple hair, side parting, very, very clean. And then just breaking little bits around the edges. But for me, it's more like the moment, like when you've just walked outside and maybe the wind catches your hair. So I think for the show, as the girls walk, it just gives it a little bit more of a spontaneous moment.
The most beautiful, pretty, graceful, charming, womanly, girly, feminine, fabulous clothes.
I kept hearing whispers of Miami. Did it actually have an influence on this?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's like that palette from the architecture, even, you know, from Miami architecture really was an inspiration. The braveness of colour, the combinations of pastels with acids, all those things symbolise optimism to me, and I think that working on playful textures with knits, with precious jacquards.
And the colours, it was like sorbets or ladurée macaroons. Everything was mixed but don't match.
I think definitely something that felt optimistic, joyous. Last season's palette was quite, you know, serious and rich and kind of warm jewel-like colours, and I just wanted to freshen up and loosen up, I suppose.
It was just delicious.
It wasn't just the colours that were beautiful and the patterns, although I did love the way he played with the spots, and then they became smaller spots, and then they became dots, and then little pinpricks, and he, you know, put different scales together. But I also thought his proportions were really great. He's sticking with that sort of MIDI 1930s look, and he made it just work. It was beautiful.
I also just loved the easy way he would just have a shirt and then a little dirndl skirt with pockets, you know, hands in pockets.
I really love his clothes, you know, and they're always really flattering, and the shoes are always really awesome.
So it's really, it makes it so much more enjoyable when you actually like the clothes. And I really, really do like the clothes. They're beautiful. I'm wearing this really nice dress. It's kind of like blue aqua and there's some white detail in the front, I believe. And I think it goes to past my knees and kind of is tight on the top and then kind of flows out. So it's really cute.
His knitwear was fantastic. And I think, you know, when you look at those sort of 40s inspired suits on the catwalks, you think, well, they're beautiful, but you're never really going to wear that in real life. But when he threw one of his jumpers over those skirts, it just suddenly became a very wearable but very chic look. I was also thinking last night as I watched it about the early shows that Jonathan did when he did those really hard patterns and how he's evolved and how it's much more feminine and softer.
There's nothing more exciting for me than a girl wearing a piece of my clothing, and you know, I think there should be a reality to collections, and I think that's why separates are so important. I really focus on them in the collection definitely because it allows the girl to wear it in the way she wants to, so it was about that.